Jeff from South Jersey. Have you seen all that? Have you all seen that Daily Wire is attempting to make an adult cartoon? They threw a bunch of money at Adam Carolla. Megyn Kelly is in it, apparently. They've been plastering it on YouTube. Looks worse than Jerry Seinfeld's movie. Well, in fact, yes, we are aware of this. I saw this preview the other day. It premieres, I think, this Sunday, right?
Oh, pretty novel art style they got.
Now, wow, yeah.
I think it was maybe this. Oh, it already premiered. Okay. They're paying a lot of money for this, and they have some like legit actors in it who I think I have reason to believe that they didn't quite the actors are in it didn't quite understand what was getting into it, and now they're like having to do like publicity on things like the Megyn Kelly show and on the like all the right wing. But here's the interesting thing about this. This is a like a Family Guy mix with, like all the cartoons are like family oriented, except for like they didn't get that. They think it's, when it's around, like when it's Bob's Burgers, it's really just they're a tent pole for the family. And when it's Family Guy, it's really just a tent pole for the family.
Right.
And they tried to copy the formula, but didn't quite get it.
The animation looks like what? So that's just like King of the Hill.
Yeah. This looks like a neighbor of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes! Headshot!
Dad, my teammates can see your junk.
You're welcome, ladies. First day of school means the bet is on. First one of us to get inside.
Suck, Mr. Butt Chump!
Still got it. Rule number 1, no phones in the wood shop. Fish it out after class.
I found some really great school uniform options to avoid misgendering.
Ooh, what about
here we go.
allergies? Maybe
The one joke.
Days could be lactose intolerant.
No, we can't say intolerance. We have a zero tolerance policy for mentioning intolerance.
When I was a kid, men were men. Now everyone's wrapped up in feelings.
Real men stuff feelings down with red meat, cigarettes, and violence.
My name is Mr. Wolf. I solve problems.
You know what it takes? Balls. Eyeballs.
He's gonna say that we're too young.
Well, actually, I was going to say you're too fat. Keep my wife's name out of your damn mouth. You and Jerry.
I remember that.
Girl Scout.
Well, topical reference there, too. Will Smith.
The wine. The bottle.
Don't make this a prison hug.
Richard Burcham.
Burcham?
Burcham.
Mr. Burcham.
Hey, Bertram.
Burcham.
Burcham.
Burcham!
Watch Mr. Burcham, an all-new animated series from Daily Wire Plus.
Let the record show I'm a dick.
Premieres May 12th.
So there's one character so it's about a teacher?
Yeah, he's a teacher.
Shop teacher.
Shop teacher.
That's it. So it's just him at the school. There's no family, as you were saying earlier.
Well, I have a feeling that there is probably something.
Well, you see the person, they say pass the wine, and she says pass the bottle. That's like their dinner table,
Yeah.
But you'll notice from this deadline announcement from November 30th of last year, who is missing from the cast of this now.
What? They took out Candace Owens? You mean they canceled her
That's crazy.
from the actual cartoon? What?
Wow.
She had a role and everything.
Yep.
So they wrote her out. They erased her.
What happened to Trio? Is he still in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Trejo.
Oh, Riggle. Wow.
I know. I heard Rob Riggle in the thing, and I was maybe
I've heard-
He's still, Trejo's at the end of the trailer. He's still in there, and then
Jay
you can hear
Moore.
Rob Riggle as well, and maybe
Jay Moore and Riggle are the two people that I recognize as.
Kyle Dunnigan is also
And Patrick
a funny
Warburton,
comedian, but
too.
I think like all these, they you get paid to do a thing.
It's an
They
easy
don't
check,
really-
right?
Yeah. My guess is like you're going to see how quickly it devolves into sort of just like a litany of sort of very narrow, sort of like, you can't read Dr. Seuss anymore.
there's gonna be like Dylan Mulvaney jokes about like Bud Light on there.
Also, I mean,
a year later.
I like the implicit thing here is that you can't be edgy on adult cartoons from a political perspective. Like, I grew up with South Park. Family Guy had some pretty raunchy jokes in it.
Oh yeah, all of Adult Swim is
yes.
I mean, early Bob's Burgers episodes are crazy compared to how tame they are now.
Oh yeah. But originally the pilot, and this is why I thought that I was gonna have like basically, full on retirement money.
Meal ticket.
In the pilot, Hugo is chasing them because he is under the impression that they are cannibals.
Right.
And that the pilot is called, I think, like Human the Burgers, and I can't remember. We did the pilot, and I'm like, this is going to be amazing, because I'm like the reporter in The Incredible Hulk, where by the end of this like 5-year series or 4-year series or 3-year series of The Incredible Hulk, the reporter didn't even have to do anything. He just show up, and like they take one shot of him at the end of the show, and to show that he's still there in pursuit of them. And I'm like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to have like 3 words an episode, but I'm going to be in every episode. It's going to maintain the tension of them being, cannibals. So Hugo thought that they were cannibals, and they were. In the pilot, they were actually cannibals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then they were like, we like it, but not the actual cannibal part.
Turns out maybe that, and perhaps you were one of the rough edges that needed to be sanded down.
Well, I will say in my own defense that the guy who was the head of the studios at the time really liked my character. But then the show, like within like 2 or 3 years, sort of like pivoted to more focus on the kids.
Well, right. Regardless I'm annoyed by the conceit that you can't be edgy on these kind of cartoon shows.
Well, that's what they say, but the bottom line is like all of these guys desperately wanted to be in Hollywood.
Totally.
And as much as they, it really is sort of just an interesting sort of like, almost intro psychology class to spend 15 minutes thinking about these people, because they rail on Hollywood elite and Hollywood types and this and that, and they desperately wanted to be one. Mm-hmm. It was really always like, sort of just a high school dynamic for them. In some weird way.
It really is. It really is.
2 videos people should check out. Jose, at Jose Bird on YouTube. Jose, not a J, elsewhere, has 2 videos. Bent Key, the Daily Wire's kids streamer, and reviewing Lady Baller's Daily Wire's attempt at comedy that came out 5 and 3 months ago, that really go deep into their earlier attempts to do, like, I can't remember what the famous kid show is now, like a blue chinchilla show. It's like news. What is it? Bluey, yeah. They tried to rip that off pretty much entirely, and it failed miserably. So this is probably another in the line of those.
Oh, Jose is great.
I am in total favor of the depletion of their capital.
I love it, and in this way.
Totally.
As opposed to like taking buses to like do racism rallies or something.
Exactly. Live out your fantasy. It's like it's almost like a Hollywood, like an adult Hollywood camp.
Right.
It's like where like I could see like I'm going to one of those like baseball camps, and
I want to do a basketball one.
Like I'm gonna play like a full on field and wear the uniform, and with a bunch of other old guys who are like
and the big tournaments after 2 weeks, and you'll be practicing the whole time. That is definitely
when Saul's a little bit older and I can go for an extended period of time, that's where I'll be, folks, at that camp. But for like Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring and those guys, it's all like, this is a way for us to live out our fantasies and do this show. And there you have it. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.